And welcome back, everybody, to episode 9 of the Typical Monday podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Ben.
And I'm Lane.
Welcome back, guys. I feel like it's been a long time. Really hasn't been that long, I guess, but feels like we haven't talked in a while.
Forever. Yeah, I know. But with the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, it's kind of expected.
Yeah. And so last week we talked about a few resolutions, Lane. So how are you doing with your resolutions?
Better than
better than you, idiot.
Yeah, better than you. I want to be doing better. Haven't actually hit the gym in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that.
Holidays, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I got sick, and on top of that, babysitter got sick after I got sick, so just kind of one of those things, but definitely wanted to get back into it strong. So probably starting Tuesday.
Nice.
So tomorrow. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you got the baby tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad stuff. Yeah, I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I took. I took a little bit of a break over the holidays. I did okay, but
break from what?
The gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And but I did a few days here and there. I did some treadmill work when like the kickboxing class was down.
Nice.
And my box jumps are getting where you jump up on a box.
I'm
getting pretty good at those. My burpees have really improved.
For the box jump, how high are you?
I think I'm doing 24 inches right now.
That's pretty good.
Which is 2 feet, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're there
being white,
doing it,
I mean that's pretty good.
It is. I'm getting better at it.
I'm 6'5", and I probably can't clear 3 feet. So I mean,
it's
just
all it takes
doesn't work.
All it takes is practice. But yeah, doing good there. Still plant based. Have not regressed.
Yeah. How's that going?
Great, man. I feel great.
Nice, man. Good.
Feel good. I had the idea on the way over here. Actually, I think this next week I'm going to try a vegan low country boil. You ever had like a low country
boil? Is that like a vegan term of like a seafood boil?
Well, like it's pretty much a low country boil is like a seafood boil, maybe like a southern version. I don't know. Okay. You got your potatoes, your corn, typically like your seafood.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm thinking about doing like a vegetarian version of that.
So what would that like entail?
No clue yet, but
you don't know. But I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put it on the internet and see. I'm sure someone's already beat me to the punch, but I like to try it at least.
All right. Well, if it tastes good, just shoot me a text.
Sure, man.
I'll see if I'm there.
Sure thing.
I'm around town. I'll swing by. Trying to think back. I mean, everything's been going pretty good. That's basically the only resolution that we can really track short term would be us going to the gym.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Here's a pretty good breakthrough. I finally broke into the 160s. Wow. I when I started out, I was around like 180, and then I was like stuck in the 170s.
What are you talking about? Like weights wise?
Oh, 270s.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like lifting weight wise.
Oh, sorry, no, weight wise. Yeah, like my weight.
Okay.
But yeah, not one.
260s, nice.
Yeah, so I was 280 when I started. Then I was stuck in the 270s for a while, but I finally broke into the 260s.
I just broke into the 280s.
So, well, you're also like a good 6 inches. Wait, how tall are you? 6'5"? 6'5"?
Yeah.
I feel like
4 to 4.5, maybe. I don't know.
Something like that.
I just say 5.
Yeah.
Round up.
Yeah, and so you're probably a good 6 inches. Got a good 6 inches on me, so.
I actually lost like 11 or 12 pounds, so I'm now in the 280s.
Hey man, we're getting it done.
Yeah.
Some say.
But the strength is still there, surprisingly. I thought it would all just kind of fall off. I mean, but the strength's still somewhat there.
Yeah.
So that's good, yeah.
Like riding a bike.
So I don't have to start back from like square one,
Yeah.
Man. Well, I was actually, I swung by your guys' house. It was you.
After Christmas, was it? Or was it Christmas? What day was it?
When the heck was it? I think it was right.
Was it Christmas Eve or was it before or after?
It was before Christmas.
Was it Christmas Eve?
Not Christmas Eve, maybe a day before.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Yeah. Swung by there, chat with your parents. You and your wife were at the gym, I think, so you got there later.
Hustling on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve. Yep. And kind of a weird story. Your mom's.
This is a good one. This is a good one.
So we're just sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, there's some chick just kind of starts walking up towards the house, holding a tray of tinfoil something. Sure. They knock on the door. Your dog barks. Your little brother Sam which isn't little. He's like, what, 6'3"?
He's way taller than me.
It's
way
insane.
taller than I am.
He's like 14, 15, 6'3", 6'2".
He just turned, I don't know how old our brother is. Is he 16?
Stinking tall.
I think he just turned 16.
16? Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, good lord.
Because Chris is 15, right?
I don't know. Yeah. I think he turned 15 in August.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're a little further apart than we are.
So he gets the door, and your mom didn't get the door. So she's sitting on the couch talking to me, holding Zola, your daughter. And she looks over and she's like, "Oh, hey, Melissa." And
spoiler alert, it wasn't Melissa.
It was not Melissa. So the supposed Melissa says, "Oh, hey," she's just going along with it. Maybe she didn't hear that name, but your mom's like, "Hey, Melissa." And then she's like, "Oh, hey, just brought you guys some cookies." And your mom's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you. How are," I think she asked, "How are the kids?" or "How was something going?" And she's like, "Oh, good. Ha ha ha. All right, bye. Merry Christmas." And like, we open this tray and we're like, "Oh my gosh, like this is a lot of cookies."
A smorgasbord of cookies.
Handmade cookies, like not like some cheap stuff you buy from Walmart and you just like bake them. Made from scratch. And so me and Sam just started eating them. And your mom's like, "So that was Melissa, right?" And then your dad's like, "No, I don't think
Melissa
it was."
blonde?
And then she's like, "What color was her hair?" I'm like, "She looked like a kind of tall blonde, thin." And your mom's like, "Wait, that's not Melissa."
Melissa is a short brunette.
So she's just like, wait. Who the crap was that? She's like, "Don't you know?" So, but me and Sam are still eating these dang cookies.
Chowing down.
They're so good. I actually let Sam eat the first one.
The first one, in case
gave it a good
poisoned.
2 or 3 minutes, and nothing happened. So I then started to eat them. But we still to this day don't know who it is. They think it might be one of the neighbors. I mean, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
but we just don't.
Which one?
We don't know. Some chick just brought us cookies while I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, I sure do know how to pick some good times to swing by your house, because that's the first time in a long time I've been there. And I show up and some random people are just bringing trays of cookies.
And we're all still here to talk about
We
it.
are. So
yeah, that was a good one.
Still don't know who the heck that was. They're just, here you go. There's some cookies. Bye.
Yep, mystery cookies. I wonder if it's as funny to people listening as it was at the moment. Probably not, but just imagine.
Probably not.
Put yourself in.
It was really funny.
It was funny eating
like, wait, who the heck
a stranger's cookies.
Yep. They were good, man.
Never
they were really, really good.
Take cookies from strangers is what our parents told us.
You're not listening.
And
Mom didn't listen either.
Rules.
We were all eating them. I think we even gave one to, or she even gave one to your kid. So,
yeah, and I came. I had some too. I had a few. They're pretty good.
They're really good. Actually, the ones that you guys got, we ate like
We're
a lot of
the
beforehand.
Yeah.
And they were still good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So good times. And then New Year's, you do some. Our New Year's episode was not quite recorded on New Year's Day.
A little bit before, yeah.
What did you do for? You do some fireworks?
I did actually. So the wife was working night shift. So she starts work at like 6:30 here. So I went over to my mom's house, hung out with the little brother, took the baby over there, and did some fireworks. I found some fireworks in my closet.
Some leftover. How old were they?
I think at least 4 years, 3 to 4 year old fireworks, which I apparently shelled out some cash 3 or 4 years ago because these suckers were big. They really, really were. Remember the story of me and Zach shooting off fireworks on my mom's roof a long time ago?
Oh, wait a minute.
These were some of those.
I don't think I do.
No. Oh.
Which house? The pool house?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she has 2 pool houses. So, I mean, well, not currently, but like it's like the pool house she's at now, it was at that one.
Oh,
so not too far,
Gotcha.
Back, but it was the same fireworks. And apparently a mixture of like 2 years ago, I also bought some, but it's like I don't use them all. So it was just kind of like the residual fireworks
that
I don't use. But they were
It's always
huge.
a good idea to let your black powder sit for years before
marinate for a couple of years, let it die off a bit. But yeah, so these were very big mortars and huge fireworks, but I guess since they sat for a long time, the initial boom or the initial explosion to get them up high was less than what it should have required, I guess, because it would only like barely surpass the tree line and then explode down to the ground. But they were pretty cool. We had fun. So
nice, yeah.
Oh man,
that reminds me of a fireworks story. A couple years ago, now at my church, I used to be in charge of the fireworks.
Oh God!
For July 4th, and
when was this?
A couple of years ago, and then I started just not being able to do it anymore because I had other stuff going on. But so I was
hurt kids.
I will say this: I had a guy there at the time, and we had like this killer system because we would like the tubes that you kind of we had a dozen of those, and we screwed them into
the mortar tubes or tubes for like rockets, like which. I mean, I guess they could work for both.
They were mortars because they look like little balls you light them.
Okay.
And so we had a dozen of those.
Those are so much fun.
So cool, dude. And it was a 2-man firing squad, and so one would it was like we screwed it down to a trailer like around all the edges, and so we started at each corner, and one guy had a lighter, and then one guy would drop them in, and we just went around and around and around. It was like constant volley. It was
God.
So it was really good. And then when I quit,
it was just great. Like we screwed them all down to a trailer and just went.
It was actually it was
funny. Yeah,
very secure.
Oh, okay.
Which leads me to the year that I stopped doing it, and so we had a few goofballs, older guys, who were they were the guys there to volunteer that year.
Oh boy,
and. I'll find a picture of the crew and I'll send it to you because it looks like Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest. Like, yeah. And so you'll see. And so
Dumb, Dumber, and Doofus.
Their fireworks launching station was a piece of plywood.
Nice.
Laid on top of 2 sawhorses. That's perfect. It.
Was it like at least screwed into the sawhorses?
No. Of course it was. And they kept their stash of fireworks directly underneath the plywood. Okay, so what
these guys are geniuses.
And also they had their Scion toaster car parked right next to it with the doors open.
Oh, that cute thing.
Yeah, which we thought was the coolest car in like 2006. And so what happened is these guys lit it all on fire. Anyways, they're shooting off fireworks. One malfunctions, gets stuck in the tube, and then it burns the plywood, and so the plywood collapses onto all of their fireworks stash.
What?
And it's a giant fireball.
How cheap was this plywood?
Just, I don't know, regular grade plywood.
Probably like something used that's like been out back in like behind the house.
I'm sure it was something someone already had.
Wet or something like that.
Yeah, ugh. And so their entire stash caught on. It was very dangerous.
I mean, whatever happens at that point, they kind of deserve it. I mean,
and so it all lit on fire, fireball, and then
really?
Pew, pew, pew.
It caught the fireworks.
Their entire stash caught on fire.
My God.
So they're running in every direction, and thank God nobody got hurt. But be safe with fireworks, people.
That reminds me of that one kind of clip. Remember where the dachshund takes the Roman candle and just starts running around and shooting people. Oh my God.
Yeah, fireworks can be dangerous.
You gotta be safe. Don't be stupid. Clearly putting the fireworks underneath a piece of plywood.
Yeah, they were
holding the mortar. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So now we have a really, really, really solid fireworks guy in charge.
Nice.
And
hopefully they just all got fired and there's a new crew.
Yeah, they're not allowed to touch anything.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Debating whether or not they can even spectate at this point.
Yeah, they're not allowed on the premises.
Nowhere near. Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Well, what do you got there, Lane? We got anything else? You were talking about working out.
Yeah,
it kind of a story that segues. We probably should have told this story. We were talking about working out, but have a story that leads into another story. Kind of a dare I say, serious story that.
Your bench press that you got?
Yeah.
As a gift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
as
thing
a
was
gift?
Definitely. Yeah.
As a present? What a gift.
That's what they called it. It was a gift. It was more like a gift to them not having to have it in their house. But it was
a bench press
painted as a gift
from the 70s.
I thought it was earlier than that. No,
I think it's 70s.
70s.
And it's okay.
Man, it's really hard.
Do you want to? Should I paint the picture or should you?
I don't care. Go for
it. So we got this bench press. I will say the weights were concrete
and plastic,
encased in plastic. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I don't think any of them were higher than 15 pounds. 20 pounds, maybe?
Maybe a 20 pound is the highest.
Super, super light.
And so, of course, came with a bar.
Which is not your standard bar size. This is like, what would you say? Like, there's a foldable chair inside this room, and the width on this foldable chair is probably the same size as the bar.
Yeah, it was not up to code.
Probably couldn't even support like 100 pounds.
And the padding, I use that very lightly, was, I would say, half an inch
on
thick.
The bench?
Yeah.
Oh, God. But it was like leather
worn
that was
out,
on top of the bed, which is gross.
Old blue, light baby blue leather.
Less than a foot wide. Mm-hmm. So no matter who you were, you were hanging over both sides.
It was pretty much enough to support your spine.
That's exactly what
would lay
it
on
was.
it, and then like your shoulder blades and everything else would. Yeah.
And the legs went directly straight down. It's not like they fanned out to give you extra support.
Exactly.
Directly straight down.
So if
if you do not have a spotter,
yes,
you're just gonna die.
The whole thing would just topple over. And so we were reminded of that.
Gosh.
And but good memories. We got swole there. We wrote songs on that bench. I remember. There's a particular song that we wish we could find that we did.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I brought this up after the last recording.
Yeah. And I think one of our lyrics was
garbage,
every time I look in the mirror makes me want to disappear.
Yeah, which sounds super depressing, but I recall we probably did not mean it that way. It's just like what rhymes with.
I feel like we were trying to be like, I think we were probably trying to write like our version of like Adam's song or something, something edgy.
Right. Oh my God.
But anyways, so that was a gift from my uncle.
Death trap. Death trap.
And yeah, so here we are. What are we in? We're 17 minutes in, and so
he sent me a no, he didn't send me anything. He popped up on Facebook for his suggested friends.
Huh.
So I went ahead and added him.
Well, you might feel differently after this story.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I haven't heard it yet,
yeah, I'm kind of gonna just verbally process here. So I won't say the names. Not like it really matters, but I won't say the names. This is my aunt and uncle. And we grew up on I almost said, I just finished The Office. I almost wanted to say 60-acre beet farm.
Beet farm.
I was going to say like a 3-acre property. But it was my family. It was them, and it was my grandma on this 3-acre property. And
Grandma Ina?
No, it was Grandma Louise.
Louise, okay.
Yeah, because this would be Grandma Ina is my dad's side.
Oh, that's the one that we would visit occasionally.
Yeah,
in the nursing home. It was like super hot.
Louise,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And so this is her son, and this is the guy that I grew up with. He taught me how to throw a baseball. He taught me how to ride a bike.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, and. So, and we kind of have this in common. Both of our wives are not from America. They're both islanders.
Me and you, right? Yeah,
yeah.
You're right.
And your wife is Filipino. My wife is Haitian.
Yep.
And so we both, married non-white. It's best. And married non-white, non-American even. Yeah. And so different. Your family's white. My family's white. And so
my last name's white.
Yes, yeah, the white family. That's exactly it. And so a couple years ago, when we first got engaged, we took Anne to kind of meet. It was like this round trip. We met the Campbell family, the Cranfield side, and when we stopped at my uncle's farm, and Uncle and Aunt's farm, it was kind of weird vibes. And
really?
Yeah, he never said hi to Anne. He never shook her hand. He might have said hi. But Anne went in to go hug him because she had just hugged all the people on my dad. It's just, family members meeting for the first time. And
women like to hug too. I mean, it's not,
right.
Uncommon.
And so he wouldn't hug her, and he didn't say anything to her that entire first trip. What? And so that was that kind of let us, we kind of had an idea of what was going on.
Jeez.
But my wife, Ann, she's super sweet, and she, I after that, I never asked her to go to another gathering.
Right.
But she,
When was this?
This was we were engaged, so this would be over 3.5, 4 years ago.
I don't know if you told me that. I don't remember.
I don't think we've talked about any of this, so this is kind of all fresh.
Wow, that's crazy. What a
so,
douche.
Yeah, seriously.
I remember him being like not cool, but like not cool either.
Right, I mean, he was,
it's like
goof around and
yeah.
He was so like 3 or 4 visits more, same like silent treatment to Anne.
What?
And so so I kind of
And is this after you guys are married?
Some
before,
some after.
Like
yeah, just
half and half.
Yeah, 4 or 5 visits.
Okay.
In the sense we've. Yeah, and so and kind of the same treatment. And my aunt, she was very welcoming and warm. But this whole thing kind of blew up over kind of the Christmas, New Year's thing. And so in the most recent visit, after our daughter Zola had been born, we took to meet them, and that was kind of like, all right, well, we have a kid now, right? So whatever his problem is, surely you can't be a jerk to a baby, right?
Yeah.
And so we took to meet their family. Everybody in his family was great. And like on their sides, it was pretty much the aunt side. They were all very nice, very loving. And then, but again, my uncle didn't say anything to my wife and didn't even acknowledge my baby. Didn't say, oh, hey, bring that baby over there. Look at that. Nothing, right? Nothing.
Wow.
So after that, we were just super done. And and so what we suspected is that is a race issue, a racism issue.
And it's the only thing you would like think of. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that makes sense. And so, yeah. And so I get a call like a little bit before Christmas, and it's my aunt, and she's like, I guess she wants to talk about this because I knew
it wasn't subtle. I'm assuming more than one person saw this going on.
Yeah, okay. And so they felt that as soon as if you won't talk to my wife, well, I'm not gonna go out of my way to have talk to you. Yeah, I wasn't I wasn't gonna maintain the relationship.
I did the same way,
and
I'd fight him right in the front yard.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just like, what the heck is going on?
And so I get a call, and she wants to talk about the whole thing, and I was not in.
And that's your aunt, so that is his wife.
His wife, yeah, my uncle's wife, and it's yeah.
I got you.
And so she calls, and she wants to talk about this, and she's like talking about it like for him. And by the way, I will say this. He has not said one word and reached out. Wow. And she, long story short, ended up trying to pin this whole thing on me and my wife. And
sounds kind of like her.
And so, yeah, tell you what, dude. And so, and like, Anne, like, listen, my wife is just, she's
super nice.
As most Islanders are, right? As very polite, right? Mm-hmm. Manners, right? And I think Filipinos are the same way. But like most Islanders I know, like when you come into somebody's house, they're because they're taught respect
is everything.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's my wife, and so you cannot say that she's rude or disrespectful or whatever. That's just not who she is. And so. She kept trying to say that, oh, well, you and your uncle are just stubborn men. You need to get over it and put your egos aside. And, if you're willing to.
Your ego. Like,
exactly.
What, did you have anything to do with this?
I know, man. And so, and then eventually what it came to is she used a couple phrases that, like, the language kind of just lets you know where they're at.
Right.
And she's like, well, and so I told her how I felt. Like, well, I Anne has been treated differently from anybody else, and it's got to be a race issue. And so she said that when he heard that we were engaged, he doesn't agree with interracial marriage. And so, but here's the word that they use is not interracial marriage. She said, well, he just doesn't believe in interbreeding.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so like,
wow.
And so like, and if you like look up that term, like, that's interbreeding you breed animals, you don't breed like humans.
So
right?
what, he thinks he's part of like this master race or something like that. I mean, that's
man. And then we go to the whole
Lord.
thing. Well, he this black guy that worked with him for like 30 years. His name was Fred, and so she's like, well, Fred worked for Mark for 30 years, and so he can't have a problem.
To do with
it's totally separate, right? And so. And
Wow.
so we got off the phone, and she kept trying to pin it on me. And so I wrote out this really, if I do say myself, well-written letter and kind of laid everything out, like how I felt,
Right.
how like these are the facts. Here's what happened, and I wasn't aggressive even. I managed to kind of hold that back,
which is surprising. Yeah, that'd be something really hard to hold back after experiencing that too.
Yeah, I think maybe it's.
That stinks.
I know, man. And so, like I said, this is the guy who taught me how to throw a baseball, how to hit a bit. This is the guy who taught me how to ride a bike, and so I sent this letter to him, and I kind of broke things down. And I think she calls my mom, and I said, "Well, if Ben doesn't want to maintain, kind of." So, anyways, so that's kind of the long story short, but yeah. So that was our kind of Christmas, but.
And I've known that guy for a long time. I mean, he used to seem like super nice. Now it's like you can't help but think less of him as like a person.
Yeah,
now, which
what
really
the heck,
sucks.
man?
I mean, like it's 2020. Like, what kind of racial issues? Like, you know what you need to do for next Christmas? You need to buy him a ancestry test. Just show him, hey, you're not all some purebred. It's like.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Watch him have like 25% Haitian in him. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what.
The funniest thing.
There's two more points I'd like to add to this. So I think a little bit before New Year's and there's some more back and forth that kind of happened where she was even nasty to my mom, the aunt, his wife. And so on Facebook, they posted a picture of it's my uncle, and then somebody in our family had like got remarried, and I think he's like an African American guy, and not an Islander, but and so it's a picture of Mark and this guy hugging, and the caption, and there's big old smiles on their face, and the caption says, "I'm not making this up, my brother from another mother." And they're smiling and just so like, and this poor guy doesn't even know that Mark is using him as. They said his name. There you go. Whatever.
His
who cares?
Tokens, like a quote,
his token
I'm not
black
racist.
Friend. Exactly.
Type. Wow.
And so and also as a so they can prove to anyone that what they talk about it. Oh well, look, anyone he's friends with
whatever. Wow.
Yeah. And and I had something else. One last thing. Oh yeah, and their son goes to a black college, primarily black college.
Son.
And
oh really?
Yeah, little M.
How old is he?
College age now, graduated.
What?
Yeah. And the reason he went was because I guess for some reason
because his dad's
like
disgusting.
Going into this primarily black college as the minority, somehow he would get some kind of advantage on scholarships or some kind of crap like that, which is right. Yeah. So whatever.
Which is a conversation.
So I am hoping that while their son is away at this primarily black college, that he will meet a black wife and come home and have
would be perfect.
Some mixed grandbabies.
Be hilarious, but he kind of deserves that. I mean, he
totally does.
That's
man.
insane. I always thought of him as being like a nice person. I didn't think that those. I mean, those people exist, but it's like there's so few and far in between. The fact that you have one inside your family is crazy.
Yeah, and so yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, cause you grow up with somebody and like super close, and like and when he and in my it's just sad, and like
it's their loss, man.
Up,
I mean,
it really is. And if you can't acknowledge my child or just be a decent human being, then I don't know. And when he went through like a divorce like early on, and from what they tell me that the family has told me is like I was like a young toddler at that point, and so him being able to like play with me or goof off in the pool or teach this little guy how to play bass was like therapeutic for him, like getting through all that stuff. And then 20 years later you turn around and you treat some, yes.
Yeah, like in some senses, he's like a son. So to him, you're like a son to him. He's kind of like a second dad to you. And that's really, really crappy, dude.
Yeah. So
that's not good.
Crazy stuff, man. Yeah, not as a downer, but we talk about a lot of fun stuff. But I just something to kind of verbally process, and
that's what the show is about. Getting down to the nitty gritty. Sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad. Just kind of things that go on in our life.
Yeah,
it really does suck. But
sucks, man. But
brush the dirt off, and maybe it'll come around. If it doesn't, it's their loss.
Yeah, who cares? And you're like, me and Ann, like we had known that this was the issue, and so we had accepted. So like we're had already been upset about that and gotten over it. Like, okay, that's who he is. Whatever, who cares? Right. But the fact that how like nasty they've been and how like trying to turn it around has been like what is like upsetting at this point.
And it's really weird. I'm not gonna acknowledge your wife, not gonna hold your kid, but I'll post my brother from another mother.
Yeah, some people, dude, are just garbage.
It's really, really gross. Well, I'm gonna unfriend him now. So
as will I. Him, I might not even already be friends with him on Facebook.
No. I'll just unfriend him.
But
wow. Well,
so sucks. You ever? We haven't talked, so maybe I would guess not. But you ever had anything like that on any of your family? Not cool with you marrying somebody outside of the.
No. I don't think so, but I'm
good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly. No, huh? I mean, if I'm pretty strong-willed, no one really. I don't know. No.
Yeah.
No. So, and if they did, I don't think anyone would say anything. But they've all been great to ping. So,
good.
But yeah.
That's great. And yeah, like
good.
And on my dad's side of the family, nothing but great as well. Just super welcoming.
And I know your dad's side more than your mom's, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Well, maybe I can spin it around a little bit. I was watching. I was watching Tala one night when my wife was at work a few days ago, and so I went over to my mom's place for 3 or 4 hours to kind of it helps have someone else hold the baby so you can just like relax a little bit, and I was talking to her husband. Or her new husband, so my stepdad. I mean, not new. I mean, they've been married for 5, 6 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm like, hey, Ron, have you ever seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil? And he's like, no, I haven't. What's that? And I'm like, this is your sense of humor all the way. Have you ever seen that, Ben?
I'm familiar with it.
You've heard of it.
My experience with this is that I was at like a high school church camp.
Mm-hmm. God!
And
this isn't exactly the movie you played.
Exactly. And so one of the cool kids in the cabin wanted to put it on, and he put it on, and then we turned it off because it was not appropriate for.
That's like back before Netflix. So what? He bring like a DVD or something?
No, it was. I think it was on his. He like connected his phone up to
really?
Yeah.
VHS. Oh boy!
Yeah, we're 50 years old. Back in high school, they started using VHS tapes.
Oh my gosh! But it's great. It's probably in one of my top 10 comedy movies that I just like.
Really?
I mean, there isn't anything with the same sense of humor.
I know it's got a big cult following.
Oh really? I didn't even know that.
Oh.
But
like I think one of the things that like it flopped when it came out, but has like over time like it's a big cult following kind of thing.
Kind of like the Star Wars films, right? Like I know whenever they first came out, they weren't.
Oh no, those blew the world up. It was really? Like it lit the world on fire. No, sorry, it's not a good joke because the world is literally on fire right now. Australia and the Amazon, but. Yeah, bad pun. Nice. Sorry, guys. It's horrible. But anyways, yeah, no, that was a smashing. I'll change it. It was a smash. We'll give it a few seconds of silence. We'll edit this out. Not really. We'll probably keep it in.
No,
when Star Wars came out in 1976, it was a smashing success.
The critics didn't like it. I thought once it first came out, the critics were like, I don't know about this. And then it slowly kind of turned into a cult following, I think. I don't know. You're more of the Star Wars buff.
Very true.
But Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, finally got him to watch it. He's like, all right. Let's watch the entire time. He's just like crying and laughing. It's so funny. It's basically these two hillbilly redneck guys is the characters they're trying to portray. And this group of college kids who think these two redneck guys, which are very, very sweet, nice guys, like very down to earth, just like super nice guys. They think they're super creepy, and one thing turns to the other. So like they each think, so like the redneck guys thinks that these college kids are doing some kind of suicide pact, and then these college kids think that these rednecks are like serial killers. So it's like they like when they both cross paths, someone always dies, and it's never like these like it's just you just need to see it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's like every single interaction is like a huge misunderstanding, and it's hilarious to watch from both points of view.
Gotcha.
It's just good. It's I don't know when that was made. It is pretty old.
I'm gonna say 2011, 9 or 10. We'll look it up.
Something like that. Yeah, between 2008 and 2012 for sure. Somewhere in there, but very good.
What is it? Is it Tucker and Dale? What is it?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Jaggers.
2010. Well, I said 2009. You said 2011, 2010.
Nice. All right.
And that's got, what's his name? Alan something from, he was in Firefly. Tudyk? Alan Tudyk, I think.
Is that a movie or is that a show?
It's a show, sci-fi show.
Nope. Don't know that one. Oh, man. Yeah, so that was good. Finally got a chance to show that to him because I talked to him about it before. I don't know, probably at some point. But yeah, that's about it. It was pretty funny. Trying to think back. 2010? What were we doing in 2010?
Well, that was 10 years ago, Lane.
What were we doing 10 years ago?
Can you believe that? 2010 was 10 years ago?
It's insane. So 14, 13.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow. That's, remember one year for Christmas or my birthday? It's probably Christmas. My uncle, which I'm not a fan of now. Funny. We can get into that later.
We can title this Bad Uncles.
I just got Bad Uncles. Gave me a several channel walkie-talkie. It was like 13, 14 channels. At the time, super expensive. Like,
I thought you were going to say it was like the old car that you were fixing up. No, that's where that was going.
That is the same uncle. I mean, that's a part of the reason why I don't like him. But I'm just saying, like back then, around 2010.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, that was too early. You're right. My
bad. So we got these walkie-talkies. I think it was 13, 14 channels. I mean, back then it was a lot of money, maybe $180, $200 something.
I remember they're pretty nice.
And we would, I figured out, I'm like, wait a second, other people use these things. So we would tap into construction workers' channels like around our house.
Down the road.
Yeah. And I forget the range, but that's part of the reason why they were so expensive is the range was very, very high on them. So we would screw with them. Be like, hey, come rendezvous back or something like that. And 10-4 this, 10-4 that. Rendezvous. But you could actually see someone pick up and then walk to where you said to go. So it was just hilarious. Us being 13, 14. I mean, they eventually caught on.
Right.
Switched channels. And we just like hurry and try to find the channel and still screw with them. But that was definitely fun.
That's like an old like 80s movie snenario. Like, because we live like right next door, like walkie-talkies, like a Stranger Things almost kind of,
Screwing with the guys, making them walk around the construction site for no reason. Oh my God!
Have we?
Waving their hands. What the heck's going on?
Man. Good times, man. Have you seen those pictures going around like 2000 pictures of like 2010 versus 2020 pictures?
Yep.
I mean, maybe I haven't a thumbnail somehow.
Wanted
we can find
to do that,
but
yeah, I mean,
I put on a considerable amount of weight since 2010.
We could do that. I mean, we can do that. But how would we both fit them in?
I don't know. With
you could probably figure
movie
it out.
magic.
Yeah. So 2010, 2020. We could both do that. We both find two photos, but we have to find them tonight. And
if we do, you'll see it. If not, you won't.
So,
I'm gonna look back through my my pictures here on Facebook because I don't know. I never use Facebook, but I think I can probably find some old pictures here.
It's like a cesspool of just misery.
All right, sure.
I'm a
Let's
huge
go with
fan
that.
of Facebook.
Yeah, I'm an Instagram. I'm not cool enough for the Snapchats and the TikToks, but I'm an Instagram kind of guy.
Speaking of Facebook, they released their own VR system, the Oculus Quest. I talked about it.
Wait, that's through Facebook?
Yeah, they actually did it. Yep.
What?
Yep. It's
this I had no idea.
Facebook Oculus Quest. So they got one thing right. That thing's awesome. I've talked about it before. I don't know if it was the last podcast, but definitely on here. You've got to try it. And then once you do try it, our next podcast, we got to at least bring it up and get your opinion on it, because I think it is for sure the future. It is just so much fun.
I've heard nothing but good things, man.
Nothing
but good things.
Yeah. Actually, a few days ago, I went over to my aunt's house with my grandparents and picked fresh oranges.
Which we are
currently drinking right now.
It's delicious.
Hand-picked machine juiced orange juice. But I mean, we got like over 35, 40 bags. So I've got
take a refill if you don't mind.
12 to 13 Walmart and Publix bags filled with oranges.
Dang.
I gave 3 or 4 to my neighbor, and don't let me forget, I got to give you 2 or 3 before you head out too.
I will gladly take them home.
Oh man.
I think I found our thumbnail, Lane.
Oh.
10 years ago.
Oh, good Lord.
B&L Grassmasters, mowing the world one lawn at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an episode all itself.
As I say, mowing around on there?
No.
That's not 10 years ago.
It's 10 years-ish.
No,
I don't know.
It's like way before that. It's
Way before, you think? I'm wearing a god-awful pair of Chuck Taylors.
You love those too.
Yeah, I had like a bunch of these like weird designs.
That,
this was god-awful.
Oh, man. No, yeah, you're
right.
The
Ross special, man.
Not too far off.
Discount.
We several matching shirts. And we thought it was just the coolest thing. I know one was black and had like a pink, slightly fuzzy O'Neill logo.
Yeah.
One said
very
totally
fuzzy.
rad.
Totally rad.
Totally rad.
It was this ugly,
which is like, cringy now.
Yeah, it's this like ugly cream color t-shirt with like pink and blue like electric font.
Just sounds disgusting.
I think we might even have like matching shorts. Like,
oh my
okay,
God.
well, to be fair, Ocala, our hometown, was not as advanced as it was now. There was not as many options.
Small, but still, yeah.
The neighborhood Ross kept us clothed.
We thought they were so cool.
I thought we were the coolest kids.
So cool, totally rad.
You know, I think the truth of that story is, I think you went school shopping, and you came over and showed me your O'Neill shirt and you're totally rad.
Oh, really?
And like a total idiot, I was like, "Mom, Lane has the coolest shirts in the world.
I have to get them."
And
oh my God.
Yeah, so I know those two we at least had
That's
matching.
too funny, man.
And I know our moms hated them so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Totally.
You don't remember that?
No.
They would tell us like how ugly they were all the time.
I'm like, nope, not gonna listen. They're cool. Oh my God.
This is before the American Eagle days and the Aeropostale days.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Ross.
Oh boy. Ross is still good. I mean, this
you can find some good ones. You still find, because you have a what size shoe do you wear?
15.
15.
That's 15 shoe. It's
so Ross has
the funnest thing.
Oftentimes
always has size 18 cleats. They always have giant cleats. So it's like if I'm ever there, because usually like 99. I take it back. 100% of the time we're in there because my wife wants to go. So the times that I do go in with her, if there is a pair of shoes that fit and they're somewhat good looking, I'll always buy them because I just never come across size 15 shoes.
Do you have to order all your shoes like online?
Pretty much, but I don't because I've got a very long, narrow foot and I need to try them on before I buy them.
Gotcha.
I just don't.
I have the
Ross.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem. Well, see, I size 12, but I have like double wide, like really, really wide feet.
Your feet are flat too, right?
Also flat, yeah.
Like bricks.
Yeah. My wife teases me. She says I have Maui feet.
Maui feet?
From Moana.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, next time you know, he's like the Rock's character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not like
I know, but I don't know what his feet look like. And my feet have a giant arch. So it's like super fun buying my shoes. I'm sure it sucks for you buying shoes too. So
yeah, so
I need a giant arch, and you need like Converse shoes.
yeah, that's pretty much that's all I wore. That's probably why my feet are so flat. Is because of
maybe they would have had an arch.
Those are Maui's feet.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's like stubby, wide. Yeah,
that is too funny, man.
Well, what do we got? Do we want to jump into The Witcher? Or maybe save that for next week.
How are we doing on?
We are at 45 minutes. A cool 45.
We can jump into The Witcher. I mean, 45 is pretty short.
A little, or should we save it for next week? Because we could also talk Mandalorian a little bit.
You can do that.
Got any other TV shows you're watching?
I've been watching The Office. I could have swore it's supposed to be off Netflix by now, but it's not.
Me too. I thought so too.
I'm still watching it. Yeah, that, and I'm trying to catch up a little bit on Parks and Rec before that gets taken off. But
two of my favorite shows.
I can't watch more than 3 episodes of Parks and Rec because like Leslie Knope's voice kind of gets on my nerves. So it's like, but I love the show. It's just
right.
So
I would say that Parks and Rec, while one of my favorites, is not as bingeable as The Office.
Correct. Yes.
We could do. We should do a whole episode on The Office.
We seriously could. Yeah.
The greatest. I just finished it last night, and
for the how many times?
I don't even know, dude. It's like we're past 10.
Oh God, really?
Past 10. Wow.
Speaking of The Office, I just started watching season 2 of Jack Ryan, which is really good.
Dude, I started season 1.
Have you seen it?
And I fell off just because I was busy or something.
Oh,
I keep meaning to watch it.
I thought you were going to say it because you didn't like it, because it's really, really good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love, what's his name? John Krasinski.
Mm-hmm.
I love him, of course. But yeah, I've got to watch it. It's good?
No, it's disgusting. Oh. I just opened up a drink, and Ben just asked me if it was good. Right after I took a sip of it.
No, it's disgusting.
This is a beer that I got at Aldi's. I just wanted to try it out. And it just happened to be that I took a sip right before he asked me, is it good? I'm like, no, it's gross. Yes, yeah, it is. It's very good. So I think I just got done with season 2, episode 1. I think I just started on the second one. But yeah, good.
Nice.
Definitely watch it.
Yeah. And what a guy, man. Career on The Office, then recently broke out with A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place Part 2 is coming out.
Quiet Place. I didn't know about that one.
Oh, you haven't seen The Quiet Place?
I've never heard of it. No.
It's okay.
With Krasinski in it?
Here's the elevator pitch, right? I think the world has been like taken over by, they never just say what happened, but like there's these creatures everywhere, and if you make any noise, they're like super fast, they hunt you down and kill you.
What?
Yeah. And so it's John Krasinski and his wife, his real life wife, Emily Blunt, and then their family. And so like you can't like hardly talk. So they do sign language, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool. So if like
coming out with part 2,
yeah.
So it's been out for a while.
Oh yeah.
What?
Okay, you gotta. It's so good.
What's it on? Netflix, Hulu, Amazon
Something
Prime?
like that. Yeah, it's definitely on streaming.
I'll find it.
But it's like it's a thriller, but it almost see. I don't like horror movies. That's just me. But it's kind of like a sci-fi thriller.
Black Mirror-esque. Kind of,
yeah, in the vein of Black Mirror. It's really good because there's these creatures, and so it's like the whole society. And like, if you want to go into town, they have like this sand trail all the way into town, so like you don't make any noise when you walk in. And it's really good. One of the crazy scenes is the wife is pregnant, so she has to give birth silently.
Oh my god!
And it's like this post-apocalyptic. It's very good.
Crazy.
Yeah, John Krasinski's in it, and
he just leave town
because they're everywhere, the whole world.
Wow.
And so it's John Krasinski from The Office. He's acting in it, and he produced it, produced or directed.
Very cool.
One of the two.
So all the money he made from The Office and Jack Ryan, he just made his own show. Yep. Wow,
it's good. It's very good. Yeah, so check that out. I think you would love it. I think it's something that you would really enjoy.
I'm gonna write this down because I'm just gonna forget about it.
I can't believe you missed out on it.
Yeah,
because Bird Box was like the same. The Bird Box was like a copy of this, but like opposite.
Haven't seen Bird Box either.
Oh, don't! It's the worst.
Really? Yeah.
You know who Machine Gun Kelly is?
He's in it?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that.
Sorry, guys. If you tune out, if you've already, like, if you're not here, whatever. Machine Gun Kelly, okay? I think he's the funniest man on the planet.
Really?
Because I think he's a joke. I think the man is a joke. And so he's in this movie. God. and the movie's got like an R rating, right? And
Bird Box?
Bird Box, yeah.
Wow.
And so, but I think Netflix wanted to like give it like a, you know, a racy like sex scene to bump it up to R. So the only reason that Machine Gun Kelly is in this movie, he's in it for like a total of 30 seconds.
What?
Maybe more. Maybe
in
like
the sex scene?
2 minutes. Yeah. It's somebody opens a closet door and it's him and some girl.
What the
and
heck?
it's just so stupid. And it's like flash, like 2 seconds. And then Machine Gun
funny.
Kelly. What a joke. What a joke.
I don't really know anything about him, so I can't really comment on it, but wow.
I think he's a joke. Anyways.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, we're at 50 minutes. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
That about does it.
I'm good.
Well,
see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.
Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. And what could they comment?
Whatever you want to comment.
Whatever you want.
Whatever's in your heart and soul to comment.
Free country.
Drop it down there.
Yes. All right. Later, guys.
Bye.